Feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me. So alive, make it last forever. Stop in time, yeah, I'm surrendering. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me.
Like you, be strong to hold the powers of the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one, only one. I was an ordinary boy until I broke the rules. My life destroyed, a life destroyed. Until I woke awake, scream my mind, I shout, the ground shakes. How much can I take? My mind will break. Will it break? Can I take? Can I be your superhero? Superhero. Can I be your superhero? Superhero. 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 Fly away. It's the first time of today. Today. To dream, superhero. Can I be your superhero? Superhero. 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 Can I be your superhero? Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless. Burning the bridge that keeps us. I'm here and I'm feeling fearless. Exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance. Not the life I want to live, I want to take it all. Standing tall, fear outweighed the person you are. Oh, break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.
Rising with each beat of the music is bringing. We're flames in the fire that keeps burning. We're inviting the night in. Welcome, my heart's so full. I'm devoting myself to the night. There's no motive. We're just listening. We're existing. just to know what you knew. Restless every time we start locking eyes. Lost control. Oh, it's paradise with honesty, but I'm in the dead of the night. Let the darkness take control. Let the darkness take control. Darkness take control. May the darkness take control. Take me in the smoke, breathe me in and let me go. Sink to your heart to find you. Open up your eyes till you're blinded by the lies, so you can see what you do. Restless every time we start locking eyes. Lost control. Oh, it's paradise with honesty, but I'm in the dead of the night. Teardrops on the floor. The pain is over. Feel the darkness take control. Darkness take control.
This ain't what you want. This ain't what you want now. This ain't what you want. You alive can't put me in a box. I redefine any definition you got. I am the tiger, I'm making steps to the top. The flames, I whip it up, you just gotta hand me the rock. Take a seat, you cannot stand it. All I know, the flow harder than a Scotch bunny. Don't try studying me, you cannot manage. This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon. This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.
Yeah, you better listen. I'm bringing heat. You'll be a fan when I start rapping. Way I'll have your fucking head spinning. I'm known as spit vicious. Release bombs and go tick tick. Boom, you blown me that head missing. I'm a phenomenon. Stacking cheese like it's Parmesan. 8 different flows, call me Octomom. I'm moving fast like the Autobahn. And I'm independent, so I'm not your fucking starving like it's Ramadan. Sick, twisted, gifted. Can't copy, printed. Can't hold me down. I shape shift, I'm liquid. I killed this beat, I might get convicted. They know how I move, it was predicted. Persistent, spoke it into existence. So consistent, no assistance. Hear me once, become addicted. If I rap it, then I live it. There's no cap, and I'll be speaking this.
This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon. This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.
Alright everyone, welcome to the UJL cast, Dorado Gaming Gamma versus P24 Delta or Process 24 Delta. They are a coaching organization who has a team in UJL, but we are jumping right into drafts here as we see the Thresh Band come out for the side of P24 Delta. Alongside me today, again my name is Septi, but alongside me today for this first game is Martial Arts for Y. How you doing, Marshall?
Doing good. Happy to cast a damn good series.
Hell yeah. I mean, so this is going to be a best of 3 today. This is the final best of 3 for UJL's regular season. After this week, they'll be moving into playoff setups. I don't quite know the setup offhand, but so yeah, okay. The draft has been going very fast so far. Our bands coming out on blue side are Thresh, Jinx, and Ziggs with the first pick Jin. First pick Jin, kind of strange here, considering that things along the lines of Karma, Xin Zhao, Diana are all up. What do you think about that so far?
Looking at the Jin pick, it could be setting up for maybe some Leona. Looking at the support, I don't see many engages, but I do see a lot of Seraphine, Bard, and Rel. So maybe that could be some setup. Mundo pick though, and it's Mundo Callista though. That's interesting.
No, yeah, absolutely. Mundo Callista. I mean, the 80 carry for Dorado Gaming Gamma in Money is a very fond Callista player. He likes the champion a lot. He thinks it's really strong, and I think into a champion like Jin, who is not necessarily the strongest in lane, I think she could pose a major threat to someone like him with her early trading damage as well as ability to control the lane and push the wave with incredible speed. And now, Marshall, I don't know if you saw last week, but in every single game, Dorado Gaming Gamma blew first rotationed Dr. Mundo for Fireflons. And I'm really curious as to whether or not you think that's worth the priority that they put on it, or if it has certain matchups that you think it could lose to.
I love the Mundo pick. As a top laner myself, I've played a lot on my team with Kosa, and the champ is just amazing. It has some bad matchups, mostly champs that lack hard CC, like Wukong's an example.
Yeah, and speaking of lacking hard CC, just looking at this draft from P24 Delta, the only CC I see so far is Jin W and Karma W, and both of those are conditional CCs that Mundo can just ignore for the entirety of his existence. Now, Graves is an interesting pick here on 3 though, because on the current patch, Graves is viable in 3 different roles. 4 if you're getting spicy, 4th being the 80 carry, but primarily he's viable in top, jungle, and mid. In mid lane, he's been seen destroying lethality and being able to perma wave clear and hold priority for the junglers. Just a very interesting draft tech to be able to grab the Graves and potentially flex it throughout the rest of the draft. Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, but as we move into the second part of draft, we do see that the Nautilus is locked in for Dorado Gaming Gamma, a very standard pair for the Callista in the bot lane there. Very strong engage as well as frontline coming out from the side of Gamma so far. Moving into bans, however, it seems that they're banning the Victor and the Malzahar on the side of Gamma against P24/7, which is kind of interesting considering, I feel like you wouldn't want a control mage with Jin, Karma, Graves. I feel like you'd want something that would be able to, hard engage more, maybe dive onto this team, or potentially something like an Anivia to be able to kite back.
I'm surprised they haven't banned any tanks on the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma. Or especially Trundle. If you have a double frontline, they lack a frontline. Anyway, the Trundle pick is probably big. I'd be surprised if they don't pick Trundle here and just go for this insanely unkilled frontline. Their team already lacks tank killers.
Now, we talked about Mundo being really strong against champions with light CC. Trundle, on the other hand, I think is one of those matchups that's very good into Mundo, because the pillar, while it can be a CC, it's also a massive slow, which Trundle is using. Is that a Nidalee hover? That's a Nidalee lock-in for never outmatch. Holy moly! Now this champion did get buffed on this most recent patch with their health gain being increased, but I didn't think I'd see it into Graves. I mean, this is just the standard Worlds matchup that we saw this past year. It's actually really exciting because both champions are going to be able to perma fight, perma invade, and perma clear, and it's a jungler's dream to play these champions. Now, Marshall, what do you think P24/7 Delta might be looking for here to round out their draft? We've already seen the Silas locked in, which is a good amount of AP for them. But what do you think this fifth pick is going to be?
I think something that can just hold them down. something that can make it so, hey, you can't just get through and kill our backline on repeat. That's probably the best thing I can get right now. Trundle. I knew they were going to pick it. I
Now-
said before, Trundle still go into that team.
Hey, we got the god top laner here calling the best matchups. Trundle, yeah, as we said before, really good matchup into Mundo. Now Sylas, I'm a little bit confused about because I don't know how the Sylas interaction works with Kalista. I think you'll have to bind to someone at the start of the game, as this Irelia gets locked into the Sylas. A very skill-heavy matchup into the mid lane here today. Irelia Sylas, one of those lanes where it can go snowballing in either direction, and these lane setups are really spicy, For Never Outmatched, he'll be able to create so much pressure with this Nidalee pick, with 2 melees in the mid and top, as well as, a very, strong fighting bot lane that he has with the Kalista Nautilus. But Marshall, just looking at these comps overall, who do you think is gonna, where do you think the draft strengths lie in each of these comps?
Looking at each team's draft, Gamma has Poke and Engage. Delta, they has Poke. They don't have very good Engage. They have a Karma, the spell shield. She has a spell shield, the movement speed buff, and the movement speed support item. They have a Trundle. They don't have much Engage on that side of the team. Pushing a team slot of Poke with a Nidalee in the Mundo. They're going to have a very hard time setting up for objectives, and once they get there first, by a landslide, they take complete vision control. But I do think early objective fights are the only way I think Delta could win this game if they are able to secure them quickly and effectively.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think that Delta's comp is, very strong in this game. I think their ability to control zones as well as engage on the timers that they want is very good. And when I look at P24/7, I think that the only way they win this game is by, finding early kills onto the Sylas, onto the Trundle, onto the Graves, and just really looking to snowball this game out of control. But if they can't do that, they get outscaled by things like the Mundo, the Irelia. The Kalista, sure, does get outscaled by the Jhin later on, but she's still going to be very strong, 2-3 items. But now, moving into predictions for this game, we talked about, this compositional strength for each team. Who do you think, Marshall, is going to take this game 1?
I think game 1's going to Gamma. I think Delta just lacks any form of really just killing the front line. Yes, you have Trundle for the Mundo or the Nautilus, but
once you get through the Mundo, the Nautilus, how do you kill the Irelia and the Kalista, right?
Yeah. Irelia is just too tanky with her W, the Death Stance, and all the other items she can get. Nidalee is too much healing, Kalista's just too mobile. I feel like Jhin was a very adventurous first pick for this team. I don't agree with it. I think there's better ADCs to first pick personally.
No, I agree with you 100%. I don't know if some draft prep went wrong, if they thought that for some reason Dorado Gaming Gamma would high prioritize this Jhin pick. But with that said, I think my prediction will also go over to the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma. Their comp holistically just looks far superior. Granted, the only AP they have is really on the Nidalee. While Mundo Cleavers do provide AP, the side of Delta will be able to just build primarily armor for the whole game and look to potentially, threaten, just being able to out-sustain the damage done by Dorado Gaming Gamma. Because with Karma Shields, with, the Trundle Pillar and the Sylas W, it's kind of interesting because they, in reality, could kite back and just be able to play fights how they want with the Karma, but, come objective times, you don't want to be kiting away from a dragon. With that said, I think Dorado Gaming Gamma should be able to win at all stages of the game with the combo they have.
I agree.
Any final points before we go into the game? Any potential runes or summoners to look out for?
I would think definitely Hull Break on Trundle. I think Trundle's going to look to split push this game and try to end this game as quick as he can. I don't see a way, unless you just get really good picks, that Delta will win team fights. And I think Clifford's going to do his best to try to use the early prio he'll get with Trundle to invade Nidalee and see if that will work. But I do expect Never Outmatched to try to stay away from Graves early game and just look to either power clear or just gank bot lane. I think bot or mid is just priorities this game. He can throw flans, he's on Mundo on the weak side, he can do whatever he wants. Champ is very hard to kill with Doran Shield, Second Wind. That's his passive.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry for cutting me off there. But no, absolutely, yeah. I expect, early jungle fighting. I'm really looking forward to this Nidalee Graves matchup. I haven't seen it since Worlds this past year. But with that said, we are going to take a quick break here before we get into game. We have the first match of the first game of the best of 3 between Process 24/7 Delta and Dorado Gaming Gamma. We'll be right back.
Cracky.
Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Game 1 of Process 24/7 Delta versus Dorado Gaming Gamma. We are onto the Rift here for this first game, and a couple things to talk about here as we do see the teams fan out into a 5-point spread. The Graves has decided to take Dark Harvest into the very tanky team of Dorado Gaming Gamma, which I think is, kind of interesting because unless the rest of his team will be able to chunk the players down of Gamma, that rune is going to be completely useless for him. And on the other side, Never Outmatched is going to be taking, the standard Electrocute on the Nidalee. While in solo queue you might be seeing, the Dark Harvest come out. In, a game like this, it's a little bit more standard to take Electrocute just because you aren't guaranteed to get them down low enough every time. And so the Electrocute damage does just provide, a good amount of consistent damage coming out. As we do see that, the Graves and the Nidalee are going to start opposite sides of the map, so they're going to start, their respective blue buffs. Yeah, looking into it, Marshall, any crazy funny things that you see so far?
Actually, I just checked. Keep a Boy went Presence of Mind instead of Triumph this game, which is very surprising. So Kiba's going in here in a quick, easy trade on the Silas.
Now, Presence of Mind is really good for laning in Irelia, but, come fights later on when she's, trying to weave in and out of fights, it will make it fairly difficult for her to sustain through a fight unless she has, crazy healing that, through of a Bork or... hold on, Marshall, I'm just going to lower you just a little bit. Hold on. Just give me 1 second. Alright, there we go. You should be fine now. Alright, but yeah, no, so we do see trading happening. Keep a Boy landing the E onto Delp, getting a good trade, taking a tower shot back, but trading the auto back just enough. Pretty even health bars, but a XP lead for Keep a Boy in the mid lane. As Nidalee has opted into... Oh, never mind, I thought she was going to skip her wolves. Trading into the top lane, Fireflans going onto Cable Jr., getting the first blood onto the Trundle like it was nothing. No flashes blown from Cable Jr. Now, that has to be a mistake. You have to be looking to flash there as, as the Trundle into that matchup. Because, for the solo Bolo King, Fireflans makes it look easy with that first blood.
Both top laners now also TPing to the lane with the Bramble Vest purchase on Flans. It is such a huge buy for him in this matchup. I actually love that he rushed it, because it just makes Trundle's job so much harder when he tries to fight him. Trundle can't just stack stick him with his Q,
Now,
which is what I believe Trundle wants to try.
Now, this has to be a mistake, right? Seeing, Mundo TP back here. Just to check, by the way, what time you got in game? Because I'm at 3:20.
I'm at 3:45.
Oh, you're at 3:45? Alright. Wait for me at 3:45 and I'll be there in about 15 seconds. I'll tell you when. But no, so we do see that the Mundo has decided to go for a Bramble Vest. It will be very good into the Trundle matchup. Nidalee and Graves both opting into almost full clears. The Nidalee being able to do 6 while the Graves is only stuck on 5. You can unpause right now. As we see some potential fighting in the bot side. As, the Kalista and Nautilus look to contest the Graves for the Crab. Nidalee uncontested on the top side, however, being able to get, a solid camp lead onto the Graves, taking her Krugs away when the Graves did not. Nothing too crazy happening in this early game so far, which I really appreciate. And just talking about builds, though, I suspect that, this Trundle will just go for the potential Anathema's Grace first onto the Mundo himself, or, maybe the Divine Sunder. What do you think, Marshall?
I think this game Flint's going to try to rush himself up to the Bramble Vest. He's probably going to go into the Athena's Chain just to completely neutralize the Trundle on the side lane. So you can match him very easily. Trundle should just go Hullbreaker. Or Hullbreaker, excuse me. Divine Sunderer, then into a Hullbreaker. So I think Trundle's going to have a very hard time killing Mundo if he doesn't just rush the Divine Sunderer. He needs that healing. Even though it is mitigated, it's just a desperation attempt now due to him dying early.
As we see a massive wave crashing on top side. Fireflon's taking 2 tower shots, though, trying to get that wave under. A little bit scary considering, Trundle and Mundo still have flash, but the pillar should be able to slow the Mundo quite a bit and allow Cable Jr. to trade back, but nothing ultimately coming of it, as everyone's just farming out. I really appreciate this because last week I casted a series for Dorado Gaming Delta, and that was the most tiring thing because they were just permanently fighting. You know, we couldn't get in a word in edgewise about the game. As Nidalee is potentially sitting on this blast cone looking for a gank onto the bot side. Hooked on Flays taking advanced positioning in the bush as the Nidalee jumps the wall looking to clear this. Hooked on Flays lands the dredge.
Nice hit, nice hook.
Onto the Karma. Flash forward from the Kalista, potentially looking to rend and get the final damage on.
Nevromax showing up late to the fight. Other than that, I think it was very clean from the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma.
Fairly clean indeed, yeah. Maybe just a little bit of miscommunication, you know, with Never a Match going for the ward. Or maybe, you know, the bot lane of Dorado Gaming Gamma just knew that they could take the trade and, you know, have it be completely free and uncontested. This dragon doing quite a bit of damage to Never a Match as the Graves is over the wall at full HP. Now, I wonder if he knows that this is being done because he is there with the sweeper and decides to opt into just going for his second rotation of camps instead of looking for the dragon.
That early game Drake kind of just seals Trundle's fate in my opinion. This Mundo's going to have way too much sustain for Trundle to deal with.
Yeah,
I think this match is kind of doing it right now for him.
That could definitely be the case, but you know, pretty even CSing happening throughout the map. Actually, as I said, the Dredge landing onto the Karma. She does have no flash. The root lands onto the Nautilus, and First Blood goes over to the Jhin. Money just trying to look to walk away, get as much damage back onto the Jhin as possible, but nothing to come out of it. Very well played by the side of P24 Delta, getting that first and second blood onto the bot lane of Dorado. Not first and second blood. What am I talking about? The Solo Bolo King got the first blood. Getting a double kill onto the bot lane of Dorado Gaming Gamma. Really well played by them. Really good looks from King Clifford as well on this Graves to make sure that he's, you know, finding himself some early gold to be able to then use to invade the Nidalee later on. Kind of a mistake from the bot lane of Dorado Gaming Gamma, no? Being that forward in the lane without any support behind them or wards.
They had no vision, which is very surprising. Even myself, who doesn't ward much, I still know I didn't have wards there. But another crazy thing was that Dorado Gaming Gamma is still up by 500 gold. Cuba Boy has a huge farm lead against the
as well as Fireflies, you know, 13 CS as we do see fighting happening in the mid lane. Cuba Boy landing the Q, looking for the kill onto Delp, and is able to get it hooked on Flays, walking out with just the skin of his teeth and a little bit of health left. You know, Delp trying to outplay them there with taking the death charge from the from the Nautilus there, but unable to get the trade back onto hooked on Flays.
Excepty, what time are you at?
I'm at 7:50.
Same. Okay, I want to make sure we're on the same time.
Yeah. I mean, Cable. Looking at this top lane though, Cable Jr. just taking a beating under his own turret by Fireflies. Like, this is the most. I think this is the most consistent thing I've ever seen. Fireflies, you know, permanently just pushing his lane, poking people. Granted, he's played 3 games of Mundo on stream last week, but every single time he would just be permanently under the enemy tower, just looking to harass with cleaver after cleaver. As Never a Match jumps over the wall and is potentially looking onto this bot lane fight.
Nautilus with the ult coming in. Nautilus. Jhin flashed the hook. They're going to Karma.
Karma no flash. Karma just being able to try and.
The Karma's just dead. They're gonna give it to it. Good, they gave it to Kalista.
Yep, Kalista getting the kill onto the Karma, who does not have flash. Really good gank and setup by really good gank by Never a Match. Unfortunately, you know, a little bit of hiccups with the Karma ulti not landing, the Nautilus, you know, hooking a minion. But, you know, things are, you know, they're working on it, you know? I think this is Monty's first, you know, like, in league game of Kalista. So, you know, maybe a little bit of jitters from the bot lane there. But, otherwise, you know, really well played, you know, 3v2. Getting the Jhin flash on top of all the gold off the Karma. But, you know, I wonder, I'm just trying to look at these CS scores and see, you know, where this gold lead is coming from, because it's only 1 kill up on the side of Gamma, but there's a 2k gold lead with no Herald being taken yet. Or I guess I lied. Graves took the Herald during the fighting on bot side.
Looks to me like plate advantage as well as just Kiba having a farm kingdom right now. It's incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see fighting happening in the top lane, Fireflies going in with the ulti, popping it. Cable Jr. also ulting onto Fireflies. Fireflies just
I think Flans wins this. Flans wins this.
Cable Jr. doesn't have flash. If Fireflies can land this axe, he should be able to finish off this kill onto Cable Jr. Graves looking to potentially clean up this
You can kill Clifford here too, possibly.
Fireflies is just going to walk out instead with nothing happening. I mean, I don't know what
very
this
well
Trundle
done by the best top laner I know.
It seems, I mean, I don't know. If I was this Trundle, I don't think I'd ever fight Mundo, you know, when he has 2 health components and a Bramble Vest. When, you know, the whole thing about my ulti is that I heal and take resistances. Like, I don't know. The base damage is Mundo.
Teleport to lane now, too, huh? Looks like by Looks like plans with the Giants, but looks like he will be going to the
Potential
Athena's
scuffle
chain
onto this
first.
top side. Nidalee finding the Graves, landing the Q, getting a massive amount of damage, but Graves just has so much damage.
Oh,
Nidalee managing to
Graves!
kite back and get the kill. A solo kill onto the Nidalee from King Clifford. Kiba Boy being able to
Oh,
take him
Kiba was
back.
a nice kill, but it looks
Hooked
like
on
he might be
Flays
out.
with the dredge line onto the
Looks like
Karma.
Mr. Kill, but
Kiba
Kiba's
trying to walk
getting
out.
here.
E landing from Silas. As Kiba Boy is able to hit the blast cone and
Kiba
jump
is
away.
actually getting out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Flames
really,
going on Silas on the top side.
Flans
Silas
looking
is no
at
mana.
Silas.
He can't
Delp
jump
is
out.
caught out here, exactly. Delp is caught out here. Fireflans being able to not land the axe there. Delp, I don't think, is able to execute here. Oh, he is.
Oh, he is.
Wow, really well played by
Wow.
the Silas there, being able to deny the 3,400 gold. I do think Fireflans was still in XP range when he died, though. But either way, this should be free setup onto this, next dragon that's spawning. This, I mean, really well played overall. I mean, granted, the small little mishap onto the 1v1 with the Nidalee and the Graves, but other than that, pretty clean from the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma.
Definitely. Looking at the items now, we have the Mundo with the Athena's chains, I think, already placed on the Trundle here. Yes, it is. Mundo is just so huge right now. You also have the Blade of the Rune King also now finished on the Aurelia. 2 huge item spikes for this second dragon.
As we see the Infernal Dragon started up by the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma, it should be pretty free. Mid lane pushed in, bot lane pushed in. The only people contesting the dragon are the Graves as well as the Karma. Now Graves only has one movement ability up. Good smite secure from the Nidalee. As Money is potentially caught out here. Graves being able to do a lot of damage with the lethality build he's going for.
What's up the
No
ult?
flash
Going in
onto the
on
Graves
Clifford.
as the Callisto ulti
Clifford's
comes in.
down. Flange is looking at TP.
Flans
Flange
is
TP's
TPing
in.
in the face of the Trundle, which she was, a little bit uncalled for, considering that kill looked very free. But they are
Just
looking
gonna
on this
keep
dive.
going.
Flans pops
Imagine
ulti,
the ult
walking
going
forward.
in.
The spear landing
Beautiful
onto the
Nidalee
dude who has
spear.
no flash. Really well played as the hook comes out from Hooked on Plays, but not able to land. That just seems so disrespectful for P24/7. I don't know. I mean, Trundle's going to be able to trade a lot onto this top side and be able to reduce that CS lead. But I think it's so worth it for Gamma. They get a dragon, they get 2 kills. They use their TP advantage really well in the Mundo to be able to secure that dive onto the Jhin. But I don't know. In this situation, it's looking pretty doomed. It's a 4K gold lead for the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma. You're down 2 dragons. What do you need to start talking about on the side of P24/7 Delta to bring yourself back into this game?
P27 Delta just needs to just try to get vision priority. They get first tower top end, which is great for them and all, but they're still behind so much. Even getting first tower, they're still down over 2,000 gold. And 2 dragons, of course. They can't be forgetting that. Looking around the map here, I think Flange is too tanky to be picked right now. Hitting level 11 right now. Yep. He's just too tanky. I think the only way I see Delta getting back into this game is trying to get picks in the bot lane. Because while they are ahead with the Callisto Nautilus, they're still able to be killed by the Graves and Salas if they form in it.
I mean, what we talked about before game again was P24/7 Delta needed to look to, scale. They needed to look to snowball early. They needed to look to get kills onto the Silas, onto the Graves, and onto this Jhin. The only one able to pick up kills so far has been the Graves. He has 100% KP as we see Fireflans getting engaged on here. He has no turret there. King Clifford, though, only has a lethality build. He's not going to be able to do anything to this Mundo, even with the Trundle ulti on. Fireflans just laughing at this damage as Kibbles takes in for the freest KS of his life. Kiba Boy still having ulti landing the Vanguard's edge onto
Oh, Kiba's just huge.
Kiba just dashing around with resets. Trundle looking. Kiba being able to pick up a triple kill onto the whole top side of the map for the side of P24/7. I don't think anything went right there. I don't think a single thing went right in that play.
Not a single thing went right there. I think there's 2 far behind to look for fights to the top side, as I said. I think their only hope right now is just trying to get kills in the bot lane. Try to get kills in the bot lane, get your Jhin ahead, and Callista ahead, Jhin and Karma ahead, and let's play for picks. I don't see a real way they can actually team fight and win, just due to how big Mundo, Aurelia, and Callista are just right now.
I mean, the only thing is, hold on, a dive being set up here, the hook about to come out from Hooked on Plays. Never mind the auto coming in. The spear one-shotting the Karma as Nautilus. A little bit of anti-synergy there with the Nautilus hook and the Callisto ulti. Dredgeline landing, the Jhin.
One-shotting the Jhin, possibly?
Never on match, just being able to get a quick kill onto the Jhin, but no, not a shutdown, just kidding. But a kill going back over to the Jhin. I mean, we talked about kills having to go into the Jhin. Do you think the kill onto the Nidalee is enough? As
King Clifford down here now.
Delp is just
Looking
getting
awesome.
destroyed. Money going back onto King Clifford. King Clifford, this is one of the only people he can really kill with. Never mind. He didn't have ulti.
He's just
He didn't
dead.
have flash. There's nothing he can do right now.
This game just exploded. They went from a 2K goal lead now to a 7K goal lead. Mighty impressive from the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma.
No, I mean, I just think this is, P24-7 Delta, not respecting the damage, the early game damage coming out from the side of Gamma. Champions like Kalista, Nidalee, Mundo, they do ridiculous amounts of base damage. So even before items, they're incredibly strong. And, looking for plays as early as they have, I think, has only just served to backfire and, harm their chances of winning this game.
I agree. Look at the items now. You can see how like a Mundo's 15 has changed. He just got it and it still has reduced almost 700 damage. Bramble Vest taking away over 1,000 healing from this Trundle, just showing you how worth that item is right now, even with the nerfs.
Yeah, I mean, something interesting to note as well is the Irelia has an Iron Spike whip in her inventory, which I think is a little bit interesting into their team comp because I feel Shield Bow would be, much better.
I agree, Shibo is definitely much better here, but I know she wants to go for the Gold Drinker. I think Gold Drinker is still very good on Aurelia right now. And most bruisers in general due to the massive heal you will get. Combined with how tanky she already will be.
Yeah, and with Dragon spawning in less than 10 seconds now, the vision control is purely onto the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma as that spear just barely misses out onto the red buff of King Clifford. As the spear chunking him for 60% of his health. It won't really mean too much considering the Eclipse will just heal him back to full, but this will be a free, Dragon for the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma. And Hooked on Flays.
Hooked on Flays looking on the Karma here.
He's
Karma out
posturing,
of
but
position.
doesn't have anyone yet.
Gets a free
Never
hook.
match. Throwing the spear,
And then
almost
the hook.
one-shotting the Karma. Karma using stopwatch. The most useless stopwatch I've ever seen. Never mind, she's able to flash out and live with the heal help from Jin. As this Herald is able to charge onto the turret and take almost all the way down. But, I mean, is healing and flashing and using your stopwatch even worth it there? Tools that you could potentially use to, turn a fight around. Look for an engage. This seems misplaced. Especially now that
throwing away
you're
all
moving
their
on to
tools.
Soul Point. Yeah, especially now that you're moving, into Soul Point for the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma. As Delp is, all by himself under this turret with no friends around. They're trying to come help, but it is just not in time.
Something they can do.
Flans is tanking turret and doesn't have ulti though.
Looking at this now, Flans is maybe forced to back here to his health pool, but I think this game is just out of control right now. I think this might even could be a go next angle. This is just going really poorly for them. They don't scale either. What I'll be thinking now is, what should I do coming into the next game? What's draft gonna look like? What are our ideas?
Yeah,
So I think this game is just screwed.
This game is over. I agree with you 100%. You need to be thinking about, alright, this game's doomed. Let's try and, see whatever set plays we can get out of them if there are any. See what kind of, see whatever information we can draw from them for the rest of this game. And, just play. I mean, realistically, if you were to try and play for the win here, you would have to, set up the best vision in the world, be able to set up the greatest, picks you've ever seen. As Fireflans is like half HP. Chunks 20% with a single grasp auto attack on the Graves. I mean, it's looking so doomed for the side of P24-7.
Yeah. Cool thing to note, quick about Mundo's shield. He actually won't trigger a blasting plant if he autos himself, and his passive, if an enemy autos it, his passive will go off.
Now,
And he won't be able to go with the blast cone.
that seems
Cool
incredibly OP.
It is. It's really cool too. It's the same thing with Malzahar as well. If you or an ally hits, you don't lose your shield, but if an enemy does, it does pop the shield.
Oh, really? I didn't actually know that.
Yeah, it's a cool little fact.
Well, another cool little fact is that Cable Jr. here is 100% dead to this guy.
He is dead.
Cuba Boy, in a 1v2 against Delp, just one-shotting the Silas with... I don't even know why you ever go in there if you're the Silas. You don't stand any chance against this 5-0, now 6-0 Irelia, who is almost on 2 items. Now, I think I did just see pings onto the Baron. Now, I wonder if they're just going to do this on spawn, because Dorado Gaming Gamma definitely can, with Kiba Boy drawing pressure on this bot side.
This game looks to be just a slaughter. I think this could barely end this game. This could be a 22-minute game right now. Taking it in, they have the tools to force and everything.
The only piece that Gamma is missing is a decisive fight, right? They have a
I
lot
agree.
of poke with the Mundo and the Nidalee, but they have to be able to actually look for the engage, whether that's, you know, flash Dreadline, flash, you know, Nautilus R with a follow up on Kalista to reset aggro. You know, this, I mean, the game is completely endable. They could just 5-man at mid or 4-1 it with the Irelia still bot side with TP, but yeah, how do you think the mentals are on P24/7? Like, do you think they're like really crushed, or do you think, you know, like they're just taking this game in stride? They said, okay, it was a little bit of a, you know, draft gap, but, you know, we'll get them next time. This is a best of 3, of course, you know.
Well, they made mistakes. I think draft was just draft kingdom on the side of the dog. I think that what they need to do right now is their mental should be relatively okay. They should just accept and say, hey,
As we
our
see a
draft
little
this
bit of
game
a
sucked.
As we see a little bit of scuffle happening onto these chickens here. Nidalee forced to blow her flash, as, you know, it's only a 4v2. As you see Delp going in, that's the Fireflies, which seems really misplaced. Delp trying to get as much damage onto this window as possible, stealing the ulti away, gaining a little bit of health back.
Stealing the ult.
It seems like he still loses
He
this
just
fight.
dies.
As Fireflies is going to run away, potentially trade back 1,000 gold
Florence
kills.
looks like
Now
he's
this has to
dead.
go into the right person. Alright, it goes onto the Jhin, which is very good for the side of P24/7 Delta. But, you know, still, the decision-making coming out from Delp this game, you know, with some of these 1v1s he's been taking, seems really misplaced. You know, the 1v1 we just saw onto the Irelia there, and now this 1v1 onto Mundo. It wasn't even a 1v1. It was a 1v1 that turned into a 4v1, and he still lost.
Yeah. I think Eternals ruined this game too. He went second win, which is very confusing to me. He hasn't gotten really much out of it to begin with. Look on the map, I'm just looking at rune choices. If the presence of mind we talked about before on Kiva, actually doing God's work, giving over
I'm sorry,
1,300 men.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing.
Man.
I just looked at chat. But no, this soul is taken away by the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma. You know, a 4-0 Dragon lead, as, you know, they're walking back onto this wave. Irelia going back bot side to push the wave in, you know, potentially with Baron as well. I wonder
This
if
is
she's
just
gonna
horrifying.
work out. I mean, it's a bit of a slaughter this game, but, you know, I did think that the tools were there. I think there was a game plan for the side of P24/7 Delta, but they just weren't able to execute. You know, this matchup topside for Trundle and Tamundo should, you know, be played through. You know, Graves has to look to, you know, walk in, use the pressure he can get out from the Jhin Karma. Because realistically, while that lane might lose in an all-out, they should be able to poke as well as get lane priority for Graves to move into the bot side there. But, you know, couldn't make it happen this game, unfortunately. And so just let Dorado Gaming, you know, snowball out of control. As I really taking a lot of damage from this Graves here, just trying to chunk onto that bot side turret. As the turret does go down in the mid lane, Nautilus ulti coming out, Delp going back in, but getting a root onto 2. Mani Kata in the middle of this fight, somehow surviving. The kill onto the silence goes
Just cutting off their backline.
Mani just looking to get as many kills back as he can. Double kill from the Nidalee. Really well played from the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma so far. But, you know, it does look like they just will be able to end this game here potentially on this one push. Fireflans is full HP, has his spell shield up. There is a Zhonya's onto the Nidalee still. Nidalee just, I mean, they're just going to walk down these turrets as Flans is tanking. You know, 10 seconds onto the Silas, but I don't know how much, you know, that'll be able to provide. Jhin Karma just trying their best to be able to clear these waves and stall out the game, but it will not be enough as Dorado Gaming Gamma takes first game against Process 24/7 Delta.
Great job on the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma. Now looking at this game, I'm wondering what Delta must be thinking right now, saying, hey, what can we do here to bring back this series? What is our main objective right now? We just lost this game, but what can we do to win? I don't think these guys' mentals are shot yet. I think they still definitely had a chance. Damage charts, though, are incredible.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up the damage charts right now, but my game is freezing just a little bit. As well as I'm also trying to hide my friends list, but that's something I should have done earlier. But no, looking at these damage charts, I mean, to be honest, it's exactly what I expected, as they're already trying to get into game 2. But absolute domination from the Dr. Mundo in the top lane, just constantly wailing on anyone who would, you know, dare challenge him.
Great job with the Mundo pick. I fully expect that pick to be banned.
Yeah, moving into game 2, I expect it as well. But with that said, we are going to take a quick little break moving into game 2. Stick around for the next game, and we'll see you in just a couple minutes.
Thank you.
Alright, I muted you. Hold on, I'm going to be... Oh, I didn't unmute myself. Haha. Sorry, guys, you get to see the production.
I just can't let you go. Lord knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I wanna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I've been stuck on your memory, but it's not like I need it. And we may have some history, but we don't have to repeat it. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I'm gonna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. 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 I just need to. I just need to clear my head. I just need to. I just need to clear my head. I just need to. I just need to clear my head. I just need to. I just need to clear my head. Can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. Oh, clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head.
Okay, guys, we're back. Dorado Gaming back here with the cast. This is Marshall. Look at the draft here. This looks very good. Dorado Gaming, Gamma, Bang, Tristana, Camille, and Corky. All great bands. All their enemy team plays those picks a lot. Delta with the Mundo, of course. Ziggs and the Thresh.
But yeah, moving into game 2, just checking on these bands after game 1, you know, seeing the the Dr. Mundo come out, the Dr. Mundo band coming out from the side of P24 7 Delta. You know, kind of expected as we talked about, but with, you know, Diana being left up as well as Xin Zhao, we see it locked in on the side, on the red, you know, round 1 after the Callista lock-in. I wonder where this ADC priority is coming from these games, because, I mean, at least from what I've seen, you know, in professional and things, Callista has not had that much priority to be picked B1.
I wonder if they know something we don't.
That could very well be the case. Neither of us are ADC players, so.
Yeah. We're only Chad jungle and top laners. That's all it is.
No, but
Kalista is a top laner though, technically, even though I hate it.
in a past life. But no, Diana Ezreal being locked in for the side of Process 24/7. You know, really strong picks on the patch still. Ezreal did, you know, his play rate has gone down a little bit. And I'm just curious because I think he's really good when it comes to kiting out and things, but the champion into Kalista, I mean, Tom Kench Hubbard here, is I think just a more annoying version of Dr. Mundo. Does get locked in for the side of Gamma. Now I wonder if this is going to be a support Tom or a top lane Tom.
It will be top.
If it's top lane, then that does fit.
Plays on mean Tom Kench. I've faced him many times before. It is very good. The champ is incredibly overpowered right now. Right now, actually, meta almost nothing beats it top lane.
Does the only thing that beat it is the only thing that beats it Dr. Mundo?
Oh yeah, Mundo. I would say Alawi, and I would say shit like Orb. We can just sit back and outscale them, you know. That's really it. Champ is just the 1v1 king right now, no matter who you play.
I mean, fair enough. I mean, these picks are pretty spicy coming out from Gamma. You know, instantly showing, you know, what should be their solo lanes here in the Tom Kench and the Irelia. And another theme that comes out from them that I've noticed is they seem to like to let never outmatched jungle pick fall to second phase so that he can get a better look at the draft.
Ooh, the Aatrox. I know this matchup very well.
How is the Tom Kench Aatrox?
Tom Kench is, honestly, in my opinion, if the Aatrox is very skilled, he will win the matchup. But if the Aatrox is anything less than spectacular, he will lose this matchup very hard. Because Tom Kench is back, it's Bramble Vest, and now he ones down Aatrox. Like Darius.
I'm looking forward to it because P24/7 Delta, they are looking to have a statement game. They're down 0-1. They're trying to look to come back into the series and take a win off of Dorado Gaming Gamma. Because again, as a reminder, this is the last weeks going into playoffs. I don't know what the stakes are for Delta and Gamma. I didn't do my research well enough before, but a win is a win in a 5-week regular season. So they need to take this win to position themselves better in playoffs. But I think they're looking to set themselves well to deal with the picks that they currently have.
I do like the wombo combo instead of Delta. I think just Diana with the Aatrox is very good with all the CC. Ezreal can just layer his ult into that, and they do a lot of damage.
And something to
sad
talk
thing
about
though is that Tom Kench and his ult, whoever's carries, and just take no damage. So it's just it's a really good counter pick into just any type of just wombo combo comp. I fully expect him to either ult the Callisto or the Aurelia right now.
And just to talk about, to contrast against last game, something that Delta has done very well this game is, redefine the way that they wanted to draft their comp. Because last game was kind of all over the place in terms of their team identity. They didn't really have one. So it was kind of like solo queue where they would just have to, smash their lanes, smash jungle, and, just play for that. But this game, I really like their draft so far because they have drafted, pretty standard, well-scaling, picks. Especially if this Galio gets locked in because the combination of, Diana, Aatrox, Galio will allow for some crazy team fighting later on down the line. But no, yeah, again,
also a flex pick. Same with the Aatrox, surprisingly, and Diana. The Aatrox can actually go in the middle lane, surprisingly, but I doubt he'll face the Aurelia.
Now, yeah, you say that because I think in my, in my brief stint in top lane, I remember one of the worst matchups in existence was Irelia into Aatrox for the Aatrox.
Oh, by far, because you just dash around, you just dodge everything. And the Taric pick coming in, I love this pick.
Taric
completely
heralded as one of the most terrifying bot
anything.
lanes. It's an incredible bot lane because with the Taric being able to set up stuns, Kalista being able to jump forward. If they do it well enough, the Kalista should be able to land stuns onto targets where the Taric might not be able to reach, or a regular traditional ADC will not be able to reach.
Same with the Aurelia too, just put it on the Aurelia or the Tom Kench. Can't do anything, and I'd expect Tom Kench to never die this game.
And if the Karthus lock coming out for the side of Never Outmatched, or not the side, but coming out for Never Outmatched, that's a pick I haven't seen in a minute, let alone in a competitive game. Now I'm pretty sure that's
since like early season 10. It's a really incredible pick.
Now Never Outmatched has a tendency to pick crazy things in game 2. Last week he picked the Zed jungle, and this week he picked Karthus. Now, we are seeing this Malzahar, however, and lock in for the side of P24-7 Delta. Something that really just allows them to lock down targets, especially this Irelia, who's trying to be slippery during these fights. But the thing is, even if you suppress the Irelia, if Taric ulti comes down and is able to immune her, she's not going to take any damage during the suppression.
Yeah, that's crazy too. And like, I think Targus are really into shit like Aatrox, because Aatrox only heals if he does damage, unless he's a gold drinker. Because Aatrox only heals for post mitigation, and Targus mitigates it all. Aatrox has 0 healing here unless he does gold drinker. Right?
As well as the Tahm Kench. That's really good, because if Tahm Kench is able to use his Grey health to create the shield, the Aatrox damage will be, almost the Aatrox healing rather will be negated by that shield. Honestly,
actually fixed the. Not to correct you, but they actually fixed the old bug where Aatrox wouldn't heal on shield, so he's actually able to finally do it. They fixed it like early season 11. It's been a bug since he was first reworked, so I'm happy they fixed it. But I still feel like this matchup this top lane is really poor for Aatrox unless he just completely outskills the Tahm Kench.
I mean, but
which I doubt will happen.
I honestly, the draft from Gamma is spicy, but I think if I had to place my money somewhere, I would put it on, the side of P24-7 Delta. I really like this composition. The Aatrox Diana, working in concert to be able to dive in onto, the rather squishy members of Dorado Gaming Gamma. This Tahm Kench aside, this Taric aside, there's not a whole lot of beef coming out from this team. Granted, the Karthus, will be able to damage after being dead, but he does have to die.
That's the thing, though. In my opinion, like, Karthus wants to die, so you going into Karthus just enables him to do whatever he wants. In my opinion, like, you just need to lay down all his abilities and just kill your team and repeat.
True.
I think Irelia is going to be too tanky because for W just being so powerful right now. Tahm Kench is, of course, Tahm Kench, and if they do jump in, Tahm Kench will, again, just eat whoever he wants and just says, hey, yeah, you're not killing this person. Sorry, not happening.
Well, again, now, we do have to remember that Tahm Kench did get changed, and that is his ulti now.
Yes.
So he will not be able to have the get out of jail free card once every 20 seconds anymore in his W. But he is still going to be able to eat a Malzahar ulted target if, he so chooses. But no, looking at these compositions lane by lane, I think you were talking about how the Tahm Kench versus Aatrox matchup is pretty Tahm Kench favored, unless the Aatrox is the shy. But
yeah. I've played that matchup many times, including against Flans actually, and this matchup is incredibly hard to play. I've played a metric crap ton of Aatrox these past few seasons, and the matchup just keeps getting worse and worse and worse.
But talking about the game as a whole, though, we should be able to see some, good push coming out from the Malzahar early on, or not early, but onto the Irelia later on in the game, allowing the Diana to potentially invade onto the Karthus and threaten her a little bit. But honestly, a relatively standard game I think we're going to see again. Everyone respecting each other's lane push, the Kalista and Ezreal being able to poke out against each other.
I fully expect Clean Clipper just to sit mid lane with the Malzahar and just keep ulting Irelia and repeat. It's very hard to react it with your W, so she'll just take a full bunch of damage and just die. No matter how but she's still...
Is she allowed to channel her W during Malzahar ult?
If she starts with a 4, yes. But she cannot do anything once she's seed anymore. They changed that with the rework. The mini rework. So she can't cast E anymore. So she can't stun Malzahar during his ult.
Ah, right.
So now she's forced to tank the entire thing unless she just predicts the ult, Fair. So I feel like Malzahar early matchup's actually pretty good for Malzahar now. He just can't get caught in the side lane.
No, I really, going into predictions, I really want to see P24-7 Delta take a game off of Gamma. I think, after that first game one, they need a statement moment and be like, yes, we can beat you guys up if we want to. Last game's draft was a fluke. We're going to stomp you guys this game and, threaten you guys in game 3 as well. Because I honestly think just compositionally, P24-7 Delta has it. If I gotta pick from, a viewer's point of view, I'm gonna go with my boys, I'm gonna go with Gamma. But from an analyst point of view, I really think that, Delta has a very good shot this game with their draft.
Oh, definitely. Like, even though I am, of course, just like you, I am a fan of Dorado Gaming Gamma, Fireflies in particular, I still think that Delta should actually take this game. I think their wombo combo is just immaculate right now. And yes, Tower can stop it, but Tower ult channel, I believe, is a second and a half and 2 seconds. So like they should definitely be able to get a lot of damage on it, maybe even kill some key members.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also, like, something people don't know is that Tom Kench is one of the worst team fighters in the game because he only has mostly single target CC besides his little W.
I mean, his
Like,
little
or
W
salt.
is a pretty big W nowadays.
Yeah.
And he's kind of just like a wall. He's kind of like Scion, the way I imagine it. Is he just is there, and you have to cut through him. Otherwise, he's just gonna slow you and stun you, and just outlive you.
Like things that like I think Delta just has a lot of ways around it. Aatrox has his dash and his ult movement speed. Diana has her dash. Ezreal has his free flash. Galio has ult and his little mover thingy. His little E dash. I forget what it's called. Malzahar. He doesn't want to get past it. He just stands there and melts them.
Fair enough.
That's his job.
All right.
You know, I think the pick here though is kind of screwing over Gamma. Is just the Karthus pick. I don't like it.
So we could talk about it more in game, but I think Karthus is actually a fine pick into these guys because, as you said before, they are going to have to dive in onto the side of Gamma, allowing the Karthus to be able to get off a whole lot of damage onto this, Aatrox, Diana, Galio. But with that said, our predictions are locked, and we are going to move into Game 2 of Dorado Gaming Gamma versus Process 24/7 Delta. We'll be right back with the start of the game.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we're gonna light it up tonight. We're gonna light it up tonight. We're gonna light it up just like the sunrise. We're gonna light it up. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we're gonna light it up tonight. We're gonna light it up tonight. We're gonna light it up just like the sunrise. We're gonna light it up.
everything crashing down. All around this empty town, I'm searching for the lost and found. But you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air, like a blazing flare. Don't stare, cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me. Hold your hand while the pain was over. Keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me.
Are we gonna pause?
Welcome back, everyone, to Game 2 of Dorado Gaming Gamma versus P24 7 Delta. Some spicy things looking at, the board already. We see a potential invade on the... No, Ping's coming out for a standard 5-point spread. A little bit late for the side of Gamma's bot lane, just because they were looking for the early bind. Ooh, that was weird. Early bind onto the Taric and Kalista. But no, we see supers coming out from the junglers level 1, potentially looking to get early level 2s onto their solo lanes. But some interesting summoner spells coming out for the side of Gamma here.
I do not like never match taking teleport. I think it'd been much better if he took exhaust, because now King Clifford should just have free reign invading him right now, in my opinion. I think while they should technically have priority in the 1v1s in the mid lane and top lane, I think that in just a 5v5, I think they're just really strong. Or excuse me, a 3v3. I think you have too much CC on that team at the damage, because you have mixed damage with the two AP champs, with the Diana and the Malzahar, and Aatrox is going to do a lot of damage and a lot of CC.
Now, I don't really mind the TP onto the Karthus. I think it's kind of spicy. I think that it's the kind of thing that we need in a game 2 from Never a Match, Got the Zed this week, got the Zed last week, got the Karthus this week. He likes to keep it interesting, But just talking about early pathing from these junglers, we should see a standard full clear come out from both. Unsure as to whether or not, P24 7 Delta saw Never a Match cross that ward on the Raptors there. But it looks like the Karthus will be going for a reverse clear down to his bot side and that bot crab. As the call was made that potentially Diana was starting on that bot side. Kibaboy again getting the early level 2 onto Delp and just getting the free damage from, the Q trades onto Delp. Just, really well played again.
The top trades here going pretty well, I think, as well. Like, Thompson's got one auto off and did almost 100 damage to the Aatrox. See, over 100 damage to the Aatrox.
Yeah.
Just with like how strong he is right now as a pick.
Oh, he landing onto Delp.
Kiba going in
with the flash.
Oh,
he queued
him. He queued him. He queued a creep.
Yeah, he queued a minion there. Oh no, that could have been.
Oh, if he held on to it, he would have been a free kill.
I think he could have just autoed and kited and just kited with autos and just potentially looked for the kill there.
Yeah, I think so too.
But no, yeah.
Before you were right. And the ward expires before they can see the Karthus also on the bot side on his Raptors.
The question is, though, if they saw him cross, because that ward was there right after he did red buff. The question is whether or not they saw him cross from the red to top side, and spot out that reverse clear. Because
I don't think he did. He did hug the wall.
I didn't see any pings. I didn't see anything onto it. It kind of just happened. But it could have been in comms. We don't really know. We don't have access to that. But we see the junglers going for their respective crabs. Never a match just being able to insta the crab with smite and Q. The isolation damage from the Karthus Q being very strong again. But, just talking about the lane so far, an early CS lead coming out on the bot side for the side of Gamma, just a 5 CS lead in an even wave will be really good for them, as the E lands from Kibaboy again onto Delp. Delp no flash this time. Kibaboy autoing him down with the Q onto Delp, and the first blood for the Irelia. just very well played for the side of Kiba Boy, blowing the flash earlier from Delp and being able to land the E through the spell shield, and able to take down that first blood.
Great job again by Kiba. He's just showing like how strong he is as a mid laner this series. Because Delp is known as a pretty good mid laner. All credit to him. And Kiba is just doing what Kiba does best. He's just killing him.
And looking
He
at
is the force to back.
Kiba
Now the
fishing
way
with
with him.
another E. With no mana, Kiba will be forced to back and burn his TP to potentially fix his wave. Because, you know, if Delp plays that well, they could be frozen with the cannon still up for the blue side minions.
Yeah.
But
Looking
around
top
the
though,
map,
I'm surprised Aatrox is out trading Flan so hard. I feel like Flan's is playing this very passively. He doesn't really need to.
Flan's going in, trying to get the slow onto Cable Jr. Again, no flash onto either of these players here. Cable Jr. should just be able to walk this out.
Cable Jr. is in trouble.
He did walk himself into a corner, though. He has flash, the Tunglet coming out from the Tom Kench, and the
he's
kill
down.
over to the Karthus. And the Karthus, you know, very key, has just recalled and bought himself a Dark Seal.
And Flan should hold this wave. Just putting Aatrox in more trouble. And looking at gold right now, he's just going to buy himself a Bramble Vest on his
Yeah.
first back.
He's sitting on
But
1,200
Next thing
again.
I said, like this is horrible for Aatrox. He gets the Bramble Vest instantly. Did the same thing against me. Just get Bramble Vest first back.
Oh, we see the Karthus TP coming out, matched by the
Karthus
Aatrox
TP.
again. We could have a potentially early 5v5 in the bot side. A massive
Oh, the Tom Kench double knockup!
The double knockup of the Tom
Holy
Kench going
crap.
forward. Diana flashing over the wall. And, and blast Cody back over.
Ezreal!
King
Ezreal,
Clifford has
you
made
troll!
a massive mistake.
Oh my god!
As
You
Ezreal
actually
is
just
trying
trolled
to heal.
him! Oh my god!
King Clifford getting taken down as Tom Kench goes forward.
Another
again.
good knockout.
Ezra has no subs, but Aatrox has just shown himself in front of the Tom Kench. Delp trading again with Kiba Boy. Kiba Boy still has the Q reset and is able to just get another 1v1 kill onto the Malzahar. Now, we called Fireflans the Solo Bolo King the last game. And as we see a dive getting set up here, it's going to be a little bit risky considering, you know, Punctius is just coming back and able to get the freest kill onto the Frog there. You know, a little bit of gold going back into the pocket of P24/7 Hybrid. Now, I don't know if anything comes of this chase here. The massive double knockup landing onto 2. As just a flash out for the side of Hooked on Flays will allow the bot side of Dorado Gaming Gamma to just walk out of there. Holy moly. A bloody game so far. A bloody game so far for both teams.
Yandrik is statistically the best dragon too to get just on any team in general, and now just having an even tankier Frog, or whatever the hell Tom Kench is, just makes this lane so hard for the Trox right now. Then him going Iron Spat Wake up, in my opinion, is kind of bad. Just in general with items.
We do see that it will be an Infernal Drake spawning, meaning that it will be a Cloud or an Ocean Soul after this dragon. Now, kind of, I mean, a good invade from the Diana there, being able to take away the red of the Karthus, knowing that, you know, the bot side of Dorado Gaming Gamma had backed, shows, you know, a really good understanding of the map and being able to, you know, move in when he has pressure on the lanes. So good takeaway for the side of King Clifford there.
I agree. I think King Clifford is shining to be a very strong jungler of this series. I look forward to watching him keep playing. Ballin also getting 2 turret plates there is pretty big. Like a fight in the top
I
side.
see some fighting on the top side as Fireflans just going to be able to one-shot the Aatrox. I don't know why Directed Camera didn't go up there, but I saw the fighting happening on the minimap. But, you know, just again, another kill for the Tom Kench onto the Aatrox. You know, this matchup is just going to get harder and harder. And the wave is massive with Aatrox not having any TP. Diana nowhere close to be able to catch this wave. Now, it does look like she's just going to go to her chickens and ignore the wave, which is really detrimental for the gold lead. Already a 2k advantage for the side of Gamma. You know, purely, I mean, 7 kills is, you know, 7 kills. But looking at the CS numbers, it's a 15 CS lead almost for, you know, the Tom Kench over the Aatrox. Actually, the rest of them are pretty close. As King Clifford is going into the Tom Kench with no flash, Diana could have just used her ulti to cancel the Tom Kench W there instead of having to E forward. But either way, TP's coming in for the side of Gamma to potentially trade back onto the Frog's life. But Delp being there will potentially kill again onto Cable Jr. Delp flashing forward with a massive ulti onto Kiba Boy. Kiba Boy being able to flash out with just a little bit of life left. I mean, well played for P24/7 Delta. You know, getting some kills back, baiting the TP out of Kiba Boy, and getting their flash. You know, I don't think that could have gone any better.
I think so too. I think that they're playing exactly how I thought they would, in my opinion. Like they're just like playing to, they're saying, hey, yeah, we have really high damage in this top side, and well, yes, your lanes are good individually. We're better together.
But now, something to note, though, is that all 3 of those kills went onto the Aatrox. Which, you know, while it's fine for him to get a lot of damage, I don't know if you wanted all of your gold to go there. Because, you know, we've been seeing, you know, over this series that, you know, Flance has been able to make some huge, you know, things happen in the top lane. As dealt with no flash, Keeper Boy landing the Q. Is not able, as a dive coming out into the bot side, the ulti coming out from the Taric, you know, Kalista trying to get as much damage onto the Galio as possible. The massive ulti from the Galio coming out and saving himself with the magic shield. Kalista going forward, the Guardian not able to stop the Galio from dying, and Kalista is able to pick up a double kill. Keeper Boy is potentially looking to set up a solo dive onto Delp here. Delp 1 HP with no mana should go down to this dive if Keeper Boy is able to land an E or an ulti. No ulti up actually. And with Diana hovering topside, it should just be free plates on bot side for Gamma. King Clifford looking for another kill onto this flashless frog. But Fireflance is instead just going to ghost out.
He's a fast froggy, that's for sure. He's playing leapfrog with these guys right now.
Oh.
He's a leap of the frog.
He's the leapfrog without the leap of flash. As never a match looking onto this Gromp, knowing that the Galio is there and taking it in his face nonetheless. That's kind of bold, to be honest. He's not gonna finish that Gromp. Instead, just going to opt to walk out. As some trading happening onto the top side, Cable Jr. taking a big trade onto Fireflance. Fireflance just, you know, shrugging it off with the shield, and the massive grasp damage coming out from the tongue licking.
Yeah. He already has 17 grass procs, and looking at his funnel life right now, he's gotten almost 500 health from that. Aatrox, he's on 400 health from his funnel life.
Now, does Aatrox even win this? As
no,
a
he does
1v1
not.
happening onto the top side, Cable Jr. getting eaten up by the frog. Fireflance just autoing him down with full stacks on the acquired taste, I believe is the name of the passive. You know, Fireflance could look to 1v1 Cable Jr. again on the top side. Fireflance Wing behind Cable Jr. not being able to find the knockup, and will just allow the Aatrox to walk away as Keeper Boy is able to land the E onto Delp again with not enough mana to be able to ulti and continue the kill. But with Herald being dropped on the bot side, it is going to be a 3v3 here with the Karthus walking down. Massive plating going over, but shared onto 3 as the Kalista is looking to ult forward onto 2, gets the massive
Kalista ult.
The Guardian going down onto the Diana. Kalista being able to rend just in time. Gallia flashing out, being able to just walk away now. I mean, really well played. Flash going forward with the Teriki.
Nice try, Hawk. That's a good try.
Not
We have Delpa now looking at some vision possibly on the top side.
I mean, Delp is walking down here behind the bot lane.
That bush is warded. You gotta be careful.
Yeah, I don't know if anything happens here. But no, I mean, really well played, you know, starting it off with the Kalista ulti, not even having the Taric ulti for that fight, you know, and just showing the difference in damage so far with the, you know, people in their builds. Now, okay, King Clifford has done something that I don't like, but I'll talk about it after this dragon is secured. Okay, cool, I can talk about it now. He's gone for the Nashor's Tooth first. Now, while that might be great in solo queue, it's not really great in this situation unless you're snowballing like crazy, because, you know, you just are not going to have the sustainability to be able to, you know, use the on-hit damage that the Nashors will allow. So going for something like a Rift Maker, like a Proto Belt, like an even Night Harvester is, I think, much better in this situation, considering, you know, you want your health stats to be higher, but Irelia is potentially going to face check onto this Diana. But with nothing happening, you know, we are just going to see that, you know, Never a Match is going to try and close the gap on this farm lead. Diana is, you know, an incredibly fast farmer with the 300% passive damage onto jungle creeps. But no, just doing
on the
this.
map here, what do you think the plan is for both teams right now?
I mean, for the side of, you know, P24/7, they are happy to sit and scale. You know, they have Aatrox, they have Malzahar, they have Ezreal.
Tom Kent's showing on plans here.
Tom Kent's going on to the Aatrox, eating him up. Aatrox popping the ulti, but with the acquired state getting fully procced up, you're going to get maximum damage on the Tom Kent shot as Karthus ulti coming down and is able to secure the kill onto the Aatrox. You know, that's another 2 stacks onto the Dark Seal for the Karthus. Karthus being able to pick up all the free gold, as Delp is just going to get one shot by Keeper Boy.
Well done by Akiba Boy again, just showing who the best mid laner in Upsurge is.
That's
it's so called
that's a
upset.
statement and a half. But King Clifford is looking onto the fast frog again. But with the ghost up, Fireflans is just going to be able to walk out. Relatively low cooldown on that summoner, so he's able to use it, on repeat whenever he wants. But we see Aatrox TPing into the mid lane to cover this tower from going down. Not really able to get much else after that. But, I mean, really, what do you... Oh, wow. Okay, I have a massive question here for you, Marshall. What do you think about this 7-stack Medjai's onto the Karthus here at 14 minutes into the game?
I think that's actually pretty smart right now. Even though it is definitely ego right now, Karthus gets free stacks whenever he ults, so he's just getting even more gold for himself whenever he TR button.
Karthus with the flank TP on the bot lane here. As we see Keeper Boy backing it potentially. Oh, the double TP from Flans and Never Unmatched. The no flash duo was going to go find the Galio and be able to take down a kill. As you know, we are going to see the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma take down this first turret. Unfortunately, the gold was split amongst 3, but first tower gold is still first tower gold nonetheless.
Aatrox is hard shoving top now with Diana looking maybe to jump on whoever comes to match him. And Delp too, they could look into 3-man dive the Aurelia if she steps up too forward.
Now with no one showing on the map, Keeper Boy should know to not step up to this tower. Is going to respect the MIA call and the Malzahar there and sit back. But with that said, Dorado Gaming Gamma just able to walk into the bot side of P24/7 Delta's jungle here and take away this Gromp. Money looking to get a good trade. Money looking to get a very big trade onto potentially stacking up a lot of spears onto the Ezreal. A lot of spears into the Galio now too, as this Rend could do severe damage to him. But instead it's just going to, chunk only half of their HP. Never Unmatched almost with ulti back up again. Could look to potentially... Oh, this is really bad. The Flash's Karthus is going to go down here probably. Oh, never mind. His team is here to save him. And the TP in from the Irelia to really guarantee the safety. This seems like an overcommit for the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma. I believe Never Unmatched was already out.
They're going to be losing gold now around the map. They only have They have 5 people on one side of the map. They're not getting anything in the other lane. The jungle camps are still up. They're just draining gold right now.
I mean, granted, they are up about 6k at 16 minutes, which is already a massive gold lead. 6k and 2 dragons. I'm trying to remember what the number was last game. I want to say it was only like maybe 2 or 3k and 2 dragons.
I believe it was 3k at this point last game.
But regardless, still a very solid point for Dorado Gaming Gamma to be at currently in the game. With this 3rd dragon coming up, it is going to be an Ocean Soul for this map here. And with the Diana on the wrong side of the map, she does have Flash, however, and ulti and Red Smite. Fireflans could potentially be able to take her down. The Ghost almost coming off of cooldown. But with the slows coming out from the Frostfire and no mana onto the Diana, he is able to just gobble up the Diana and be able to potentially get the kill onto her. Aatrox doing the best he can to... Oh no, the Karthus ulti coming down will be able to find the Diana as the shield onto the Tahm Kench allows him to survive a little bit longer. But Aatrox getting the kill onto the Frog will be able to
Aatrox is running for his life.
He's very flash forward onto the Callista, going forward with the Q3 and eating back over the wall with the stun not landing from the Taric. Cable Jr. trying his best. Cable Jr. really trying his best, not missing. Oh, getting the kill onto the Callista! What a massive shutdown. As the Ezreal also gets a shutdown onto the Irelia. Karthus going forward here and is able to get more stacks. I mean, kind of some misplays on the map for Gamma here, giving over kills that definitely shouldn't be going over. Really big kills onto this Aatrox here, being able to take down, I believe, 2 shutdowns? Maybe just the one onto the Callista. But still, a kill onto the Frog and a kill onto the Callista should place him in a very good spot to potentially take over this game.
Agreed. I think that Aatrox actually played that, in my opinion, very well. He's able to space himself just fantastically. You don't see that many Aatroxes today.
True.
His spacing is just amazing. His combos are really clean there. I really think he played that just amazingly.
But on the flip side, we did see the Karthus get a kill onto the Ezreal and get 4 more stacks onto this Medjai's. A 19-stack Medjai's and a completed Leandries and Boots. onto the Karthus is going to be a terror for P24-7 Delta here.
Oh, definitely. I think this is definitely scary for P27 Delta, but they still definitely have a chance to come back and win this game with just how good their wombo combo is, but they need to do it soon. They should play for picks around Malzahar rolls. If they get picks with that, they definitely have a chance to come back, but if they don't, and they can't get the just amazing wombo combo in, they're going to have a very hard time.
And checking in on this gold lead before the, the 4th dragon spawns, the sole point for Dorado Gaming Gamma. There's 1,000 gold lead onto this jungle. Even though Diana is up 20 farm, the Karthus is up 1,000 gold as some trading happening in the top side. Remember, Fireflon's no turret here. Aatrox could potentially look to fight this, but with a massive amount of damage coming out from the tank Tahm Kench, W landing from the Aatrox, Tahm Kench devouring the Aatrox as well. Being able to just walk away with him, he's stealing the Aatrox. Gallia ulti coming in, Diana looking to find the Karthus here. Karthus zone using, being able to put a lot of damage out onto the Diana while stasis. The stun landing onto the Diana as well.
Diana
not
going
able
down.
to find the clean kill on to Never Outmatched her. But Aatrox is trying to find as much healing as he can to get back into this fight. Trying to get as much damage on some place as possible. Is healing back to almost half HP, but the exhaust coming out from the Taric should be able to secure the fight. The Callista. Oh wait,
Manny though
on the
taking a
backside
lot of
them-
damage.
But on the backside
Manny's
of the fight,
going down.
Oh, Ezreal is in the middle of 2 tanks. I don't know if that's where you want to be.
3 for 3 with this lead? That's kind of scary. Oh,
3 for 3 as well in a 4v5.
Oh, they're
Irelia
going
is
down.
just splitting on the bot side. A triple kill coming out from the Tahm Kench and an ace for the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma. What a wild set of fights there. And all the while, Irelia just happily pushing away on bot side,
I thought the frog croaked there for a second, but he actually did it really well.
The one who gets caught is the one who lives, unfortunately, in this case. But no, some good kills coming out. Ezreal being able to pick up one onto the Karthus and wait. Karthus died, right?
Baron? Karthus did die, yes.
Okay, so Karthus was just able to get their stacks back after dying. So I imagine, had their stacks, died, got them back through assists, but, we see the Baron being started out, with Leandries onto this Karthus. It should go down very quickly. Hooked on
Diana
plays.
maybe with a steal here.
Potentially with the steal going forward, but the smite will land as Diana could not find the spot.
Trick's
to jump
going on
over the wall.
Clifford now. Oh, he
Clifford
misses a
does have
Q.
flash up.
Hey, Chuck's Malzahar on the flank though. I don't think they want this.
They don't want this, but the
I don't
Aatrox
think they
going
want this at all.
forward with the ulti, just getting one
just
shot
dies.
by the side of Gamma. The Taric ulti coming down, landing onto all members in this fight for Dorado Gaming Gamma. As the damage is coming out, the ulti from the Malzahar able to take down the Taric, but Karthus being able to do massive damage in this fight as Delp is helpless to help his team. Triple kill coming out from the Karthus, quadra kill from the Karthus, and who stole the Penta? Who did it? Who killed the Galio?
Kench did. Kench did.
did. Oh my goodness.
Damn it, Flans.
Flans
It's like-
stealing the glory from Never Outmatched on this Karthus pick. But I mean,
I am happy this is coming out a lot better than Never Matched Zed's jungle pick. That's for sure.
hey, Zed jungle is completely different from Karthus jungle. I have at least seen Karthus jungle recently. As this push onto the inhib should, be pretty free. With the 4th dragon spawning, pretty soon, it should be relatively free to just use this Baron and now the super minions to set it up. But with less than 10 seconds left, it could potentially be bad for Dorado Gaming Gamma if, P24-7 Delta decides to walk in.
Flans does TP in here, hooked on Flans. They still do have priority, it looks like to me. They don't have Kiba yet, but they're so far. Do they even need Kiba in this fight?
Kiba Boy only has 6 out of the 26 kills in terms of participation. But I think, and I'm pretty sure most of those were solo kills as well. But a burn coming out for the side of P24-7 Delta onto this dragon, they are able to deny the soul.
That was a nice taunt though, also in that Never Outmatched.
Well, Firefly's eating money away, but massive ulti from the Diana going on to the
Manny could be
Kalista.
going down here. Manny's
Money
going
getting
down.
collapsed on. Money is
Wait, no,
alive still.
He's still alive.
He's still
cutting
alive,
out.
being able to take down the Diana and the
He's
Galio.
hopping, man. He's happy feet for
The
He's happy
Aatrox
feet
lives,
playing
and
with Flans.
this is a wipe. This is going to be
It's a
the
wash.
game for the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma, as Ezreal is just trying to survive. Never Outmatched trying to steal the kill away at the last second, but is unable to. I don't know why he's taking the
15K
blue.
gold
They're
lead
just going to
left
end.
game. And
10
14K
seconds
gold
on
lead
the
this game.
Galio. 10 seconds on the Galio left, but I don't think it'll matter. As Dorado Gaming Gamma is able to take down Process 24-7 Delta in a quick 2-0 fashion. I mean, pretty statement, statement. What the heck am I trying to say? Some pretty strong games for the side of Gamma coming out here. You know, really making a statement with these 2 wins here.
Just impressive gameplay all around. I will give a shout out to Cable Jr. for playing a pretty good topside this game. I think he did pretty well regardless of the matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Definitely
mean,
shout out to him. I know that matchup. It's not easy to play. He definitely tried his best. That's for sure. He definitely did okay. We'll check the damage charts. Do you have the damage charts available yet?
I'm going to pull them up right now. But with that said, I mean, we are going to move into an interview real quick, and I want your thoughts because I want to ask, you know, I think he's a sub. I'm pretty sure Kiba's a sub because I think OG Kush is the starter, but I could be wrong. But either way, I wanted to get his takes on this game because, you know, there is so much fighting on both these games rather because he did a lot in at least the first game, I think.
I think
from what I
Kiba
recall.
too. I agree.
Yeah, I think
Kiba played just amazing games tonight.
Yeah, well,
Just
I don't want to decide on
really
an MVP.
close.
I definitely want to hear from him because
Definitely.
I want to hear the take on, you know, the state of Irelia, as well as, you know, things in the mid lane. So Kiba, I'm gonna message you real quick if you wanna hop up into a different channel that I can pull you in. But yeah, looking at the damage graphs, I mean, massive showing from the Kalista, the Karthus, and the Tahm Kench. Irelia, while she did have some, you know, really strong, you know, solo kills early on, you know, unable to put down as much damage.
It's hard. Like she is facing Malzahar. That matchup does kind of suck. Just she can just kind of neutralize her with his wave clear. But looking at this also, like the Aatrox did a lot of damage this game. Half it is due to Tonka just being a walking meat shield for him to bonk 1,000 times, but still.
Yeah. But hold on 1 second. I am going
really
to
well.
drag him in right now. Hold on.
Awesome.
He's gonna join us right now. Hold on, give him a second to join. Welcome, Kiba Boy, to the casting booth.
Hello, hello.
How are your games tonight? How did you feel?
They felt pretty good. Like, you know, like subbing for a team always feels different because I'm not used to the environment that they already built, but felt really good playing with them.
Nice. I mean, you had 2 really solid Irelia games today. You know, really, you know, showing off the mid diffy.
That wasn't mid diff. That was a mid canyon.
Let's go.
But no, I mean, I guess my first question is like, what did you think about, you know, the Irelia pick in these games? Because I know game 1 you R5'd it, but game 2 you said, nah, give me this blind. Like I can take this. What are your thoughts on the power level of the champion right now?
I think Irelia is in a really good spot. I know, I think I was talking to Fonz about this the other day, like, with the rework, like, before the rework, I feel like you had to play her to perfection to try to carry a game, where now she's just like, you could play her alright and still do a lot of work.
Fair enough. Just talking about the games in general, did you guys have any, like, strategies going into the game? Like, did you talk about, you know, potentially how the other team played, or, like, you know, your certain, you know, compositions before? Because it felt like both of these games were, like, really well planned out. I'm not gonna lie, I was 100% doubting you guys in this game too. I thought that your comp was too squishy and it was just gonna get rolled by Delta's comp. But you guys clearly seem to know more about it than I did. But how did you guys think going into these games? You know, like looking at comp versus comp.
I came straight from work, so I couldn't do as much scouting as they were able to do. And then we kind of hopped into the call, and they weren't even using players listed. But from the little scouting I did, like Dalp was only playing like 2 or 3 champs, and Irelia was just really good into his pool.
Nice.
So we prioritized that, which it worked really nice.
I mean, awesome, cool. You know, I have, you know, as the sub of the team, you know, I want to ask potentially, like, I don't know, it could be a risque question, but, you know, rate your teammates. That's what I want to say. Rate your teammates. Who are the best teammates on this team for yourself? You know, as the sub, you get to come in and see, you know, what's what. You get to see who is the most useful, who is the least.
Pick who you dislike the least.
I'm gonna be honest, like, this whole team is full of monsters. Like, they're cracked. Like, they're cracked. Even with OG, like, they're just a cracked roster.
Good.
Even with OG.
That was a
Not like I'm saying.
Oh,
Like,
you toxic!
okay, so me and OG have different play styles, and I'm glad they were like I was able to just fit in.
yeah. It seems like you guys drew Ziggs bans both games though. Still,
I
even with Kush not in the lineup.
I was very surprised with them banning the pick. Like, I feel like you just pick an R1 on blue
Uh,
side the first game.
to
when they
be
had
honest, they banned it because they saw my clip in the Dorado highlights.
Hold on,
That's
Kiba.
in the card, dude.
Kiba, I don't know if you're looking at chat, but your whole team is calling for you to pick a favorite.
Well,
Pick, pick, pick,
like,
You
pick.
should pick. You should
They're-
pick.
they're all cracked. Like I'm a mid laner. I only know mid lane. I just know they're all good at their
Pick
roles.
it, dude. Say someone. Just
Say
say someone.
anyone,
Real.
bro.
I
Anyone.
honestly, Noah is definitely a crack jungler.
There we go.
Yeah!
That guy-
There we
That's
go.
what I like to
All-
see.
He always seems to be at the right place at the
Honor
right
to the
time.
jungles.
There
Love
we
to
go.
see
Especially with the TP on Karthus, right? You know, he could go places while he could respond for TPs while you're just continue to push side lanes. You know, things along those lines, right?
Yeah. That double TV play, like 5 seconds before, they were like, "Wait, can we TP to the Sentinel?" And they just double TP'd it, and it worked.
Fair enough. I mean, hey, thank you very much. Do you have any shout-outs before we finish off the cast here?
I'm gonna shout out all of Gamma. Thank you for making this like a smooth game.
Just remember he's
shout out-
shouting out Noah specifically when he says that.
Shouting
Awesome.
out my boys at Omega. I know they were watching in the chat. I'm gonna go meet up with them right now. Shout out to Hoshi and Zol and Efron. I was gonna say something, but I don't know if this is a mature audience. But
We are a family-friendly stream.
yes, thank you for letting me join the Dorado organization. I'm having a lot of fun, and yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Kiba, very much. I'm gonna move you out of the call so you can go hang out with other people, and
That are cool.
hopefully we'll be seeing more at you. Because if I'm not mistaken, we are gonna be streaming some of your games with
Yes.
with Omega and Risen. So keep an eye
Omega
out for-
has their first game of Risen tomorrow.
All right. Well, don't put
Let's
too much
hope you
pressure on
guys
me. All right.
rise to
We'll
the
get this.
challenge.
We'll stream you guys eventually. Okay. All right. All right. Get out of here. All right. With him gone now. No. So for real, thank you everyone for coming out tonight and supporting us on the stream. Marshall, thank you for subbing in for the cast. I really appreciated it. I might have died if I had to solo cast this.
It's all fun. I'm always happy to help out. I had a great time. I'm
Yeah.
always happy to cast if you guys want it.
Hey.
And Noah, I saw you in chat. You want me to talk about Aatrox? I'll talk about him later.
All right, fair enough. All right, but with that said, thank you everyone for coming out tonight. It was a quick 2-0 for Dorado Gaming Gamma. Feel free to follow us on our social media. That is, follow us at Dorado Gaming. It is linked in the Twitch bio. But stay tuned because we have a lot more content coming out. We're still getting into
Sprinkle
it.
that.
We're still getting into it, with the streams. I'm still getting used to producing and casting. But don't worry, in time, we will be elite. We will be better than all those goddamn streams out there. But purely for Dorado, because y'all boys are the best. But no,
Have a
with that
great
said,
night, everyone.
with that said, yeah, everyone have a great night. And thanks for stopping by the cast. And stay tuned, because we're going to have more at some point.